interesting to get back out here, and guys were talking that they've already dissected some film and trying to make this a learning experience rather than bite to stay with you guys.
I mean, I think you have to. If you're not mature enough to try to learn from it, then you're twice a fool, I think. So, a lot of them were in banging on the doors, wanted to see a little film yesterday on their day off, just to try to correct, some issues. When you lose a lead like that in a short period of time, a couple things have to happen. The opposing team has to make plays, and you have to make mistakes, and unfortunately for us, both happened.
I guess if you compare it to going back to Arizona State, were there things you saw going into Loyola as far as how that turned into 2-1 loss turned into 2?
I don't think Loyola had anything to do with Arizona State. Obviously, we were disappointed. We had an opportunity to win a game, and we didn't get it done. But we just didn't play well at Arizona State or at Loyola. Cole got hurt right before halftime. He was our leading scorer in the first half, and we didn't have him the second half, so that threw us a little bit out of sorts. But I don't think it was related.
You were critical of yourself after the game for not bringing home the win. And you said you needed to learn some things. I guess what in the 36 hours have you focused on?
Well, I think anybody that's in charge of any organization, when it doesn't go well, if you don't take part of the responsibility, you're crazy. I'm the one that makes decisions, and whether we're in man or whether we're zone, I decide who goes in the game, who comes out of the game. And sometimes as a coach, you have a game where everything goes perfect. Every decision you make turns out to be the right one, and sometimes it doesn't. And that's just the reality of the business I'm in. So obviously you kick yourself because not all those decisions are necessarily clear cut. It's a gut feeling sometimes, and sometimes there's no really maybe mathematical reason to do it, but it's just going with the gut. And so I think I go back after every game and try to evaluate the decisions I made as to whether they were the right decisions at the right time and for the right reasons, and this game was no different.
Cole mentioned the fact that during this time there's been a few of these games that have gotten away late. I guess when you look at this year, though, you zoom out conference play and say, well, we're a couple plays away from being 7-1, or do you think we need a bigger picture? Why aren't we finishing out these?
I let you guys do this bigger picture and worry about why we're not finishing them. The reality of it is, the 3 of the 4 games we've lost in that situation this year, we've been on the free throw line to take the lead or tie the game within the last 15 seconds, and we haven't made the free throws. So, that's when you have great years, those shots tend to go in, and you tend to take full advantage. And so far this year, we haven't. Now, I also took great enjoyment in the first 37.5 minutes of the game because we did everything right. Everything we were supposed to do. Our pace was good. Defensively, we were good. We outcompeted a very good rebounding team on the backboards. At that point, we hadn't turned it over, I think, only 6 times. So, there's a lot of positive things that happened in that game, and sometimes you can allow what happened the last 2 minutes to take away from what was really a good effort at a place we'd never won before.
Do you have to kind of take the pulse of the team then and say, hey, and kind of build them up, or are they mature enough? They're going
to follow my lead.
Yeah.
I was over it until you guys asked about it, so thanks. I appreciate that. I promised myself when I woke up this morning I was done with it. Put the razor blades aside and it was over. So, I think young people are way more resilient than people our age. Some of us are even older than me, but it's just a reality. They get over it, and I think by the time they get off the plane, they're ready for the next one, and they probably don't live and die it as much as we do.
You closed the deal. I got Butler last week, so it's not toughness, is it?
We closed the deal against Georgetown the first time.
Right.
They scored on 2 of their last 13 possessions, and we were very efficient. So it's a game of basketball. Goofy things happen sometimes. You hope you're not on that end of it. We had some uncharacteristic turnovers. We missed some free throws. We had some defensive breakdowns that are inexcusable, and they all happen to happen at the same time, and that's a recipe for disaster.
Is there some comfort knowing that you guys handled business against Seton Hall and they're coming in this, or is it a totally different deal?
Totally different deal. I mean, you look at their losses. We went in there and beat them handily at their place. their other 3 losses in league play are at Xavier, at Nova, and a 1-point loss at home to Nova. So, I mean, they've played a very difficult schedule to this point, and are 500. And I think anybody that's played their schedule would probably be pretty happy with where they're at. So this is a very talented basketball team. It's an NCAA tournament team, in my opinion. We've got a 1-game lead on them in the league standings and an opportunity to stretch it out 2-2 with the tiebreaker. So this is a huge game for both teams, and I'm hopeful our fans understand how huge it is, and this place is rocking Saturday night.
It usually is on a pink out. You know, it's your 200th as a coach here. It's the pink out. I guess just your thoughts walking into another special one like this.
You know, the pink out's obviously a very important game to me, just because of you know, our experience as a family, and you know, my wife is an example and living proof of what early detection can do in the fight against cancer. And I think there's been so many families that are impacted by this awful disease, and for us to bring awareness to the need for early detection and the need to get your checkups when you're supposed to get your checkups is what this is really about. And it's a powerful statement when you walk into this arena and see the pink, and you know, hopefully one person does what they're supposed to do and it's caught early and they beat cancer. That's what this is all about. But you know, we couldn't do it without CHI Health and Methodist Hospital. Their support's been incredible, and when you can get 2 competing entities to work together for a common cause, it's really good for people. I think it speaks volumes of what this community is all about. So our fan base has really embraced this event, and I can't thank them enough, and it should be fun again here on Saturday night.
You wear a t-shirt like Miles did?
I try not to do anything like Miles does. Best I can.